Welcome to this 20-minute express session. This session you've got the option of using resistance bands, so have them ready. We're going to use them after the warm-up. Obviously you can do the session without, and actually there's the option with some of them that you might prefer to use weights, so have them ready in case you want to use those. We're going to start with a big breath in, reach tall. As we do, we're going to stretch not just the hands but the whole spine up towards the ceiling, so imagining that piece of string drawing you upwards so you're nice and tall. And then as we come down with the arms, we're going to step out to the side into a lunge. This leg stays straight so we get a nice stretch. And then we're going to come in and go again. Big breath in. Reach tall through the spine and through the hands. Step it out into a lunge for an inside inner thigh stretch. Drive off the floor and then back. Big breath in. Reach. Step it out. And in, big breath in, reach, and step it out, and in. This time we're going to add a side stretch as well, so we're going to reach up, and then as we step out and down, we're going to reach the hand up and over, come back, and in. Big breath in, exhale, inhale up and over, come back, step it in. Good. Good, nice big breaths. Reaching stretch. And then back. Good, we're going to do one more to each side. And in, big breath in. Good. Come back. This time just take the legs wide. And from there, toes face forward if you can. We're going to drop down into that stretch on one side. So we've got that inner thigh stretch again. It's like you're sitting back on a chair. But this time we're going to take the opposite arm to rest on the leg. This hand's going to go as close to the floor as we can. And then we're going to twist away and reach to the ceiling. So the opposite arm rests on the leg and the arm on the same side reaches up. Big breaths as you move. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Good, for 4, 3, drop deeper into that knee if you can, in that knee bend. Last one. Lovely, come up. We're going to take it down and do the same thing on the other side. So we come down, opposite arm rests on the leg, reach towards the floor, and then up towards the ceiling. Down, reach up. Nice big breaths as you move. Good. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back down, come up. We're going to leave the legs wide. We're going to swivel everything to face one way. We're going to bend that front knee, scoop the tailbone under, and just push the hips forward so we get that lovely stretch down the back of the leg, the front of the back leg, so into the hip flexors. Now feel that connection in the lower abdominals to help with your balance here. So we're switching on through the core, really low in the abs, pull them in, and then if you can, arms come up. If you're a little bit unsteady with balance, bring the arms out to the side, but if you can, the arms sweep up. And we're going to take 3 big rounds of breath there. Good, arms come back down. Swivel to center, same the other side. So feet face the other way. Bend into the front knee, scoop the tailbone under and feel that connection in the lower abdominals, pulling in to help you balance and stay strong through the center. Reach up with the arms if you can, or out to the sides. 3 big rounds of breath here, bending into that front knee, keeping the back leg as straight as you can. Good. Come down, swivel to center. We're going back the way we came, but now if you want to, you can add in bands or weights. So I'm going to use bands, slightly lighter because we're going for shoulders first. hands are going to go into the band so that the band is around the back of my palms, around the back of the hands. Again, we're facing this direction with the legs split. We're roughly hip distance with the feet, okay? So we want a little bit of challenge to our balance. So don't take the feet too wide. And then press the backs of the hands out into the band. All you're going to do is you're going to bend the back knee down and up. So I'm pressing my hands into the band to create a bit of work through the shoulders at the same time. Up and down. Good. Arms over the head. Like I say, you could do this with weights in your hands if you prefer. Lovely, we've got 5 more. For 5. Remember, lower abs are gently pulling in to help with balance. Pressing out into the band. 2. 1. Good, keep the arms in front. We're going to drop down into that knee again, and we're going to rotate towards the front leg. Come back, and then up. Down, rotate, back, and up. If that's too much, then do the rotation at the top, and then drop down. Rotate, drop down. Okay, so there's your alternative. Otherwise, down, rotate, back, and up. Good, keep the balance, keep the lower abs pulling in. Keep the hands pressing into the band. This is a great one for working quads, glutes, even working those hip flexors, strengthening those in a nice extended position. Really all round great for us runners. We've got 2 more if you can. Good. Come back. Leave the arms where they are. Shift the weight to that front leg. We're going to basically go into that lunge and then pull ourselves up with this front leg to tap in. So back into the lunge. Pull yourself up through the front leg. So you want to keep your weight in that front leg as much as possible. If you've got the balance, then as you come up, bring the knee up. Drop down, pull yourself up through that front leg. So you're really driving that front leg down into the floor. I've still got my hands pressing into the band to keep the shoulder work. Remember, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can bring the arms out to the sides for balance. 5, 4, 3, 2, on the 1, we're going to pause at the top. So you can either pause with the toe resting lightly on the floor, or ideally if you can, the leg is up. Again, arms can be out to the side. We're going to rotate towards the lifted knee. So rotating and then return. Rotate, return. You've either got your weights or you're pushing your hands into your resistance band, or arms are out to help you balance. Okay. Good. For 5, 4. God, this resistance band's getting heavier by the minute, I think. 2. Last ones. Good, come back. Oh, nice little sequence that, really feel that. So if you can, keep up with the resistance bands, but otherwise drop them if you need to. We're going to do the same going the other way. So all you do is swivel, arms out in front, pushing into your band. Remember, we've got feet roughly hip distance apart. So we drop down and up. I've got the arms then. Down and up. So remember, you can have the arms out wide to help with balance, but we're drawing in those lower abs, staying strong through the center. We've got 5, last 2 like this, And remember your option here, turn towards the front leg and then drop down. Twist towards the front leg, drop down. Alternatively, drop down, then twist. Down, twist. Press out into the band the whole time if you can. Even if you have to have a little break, go back to it as soon as you can. You want to be as open across your chest as possible. Good, keep going. Nice, nearly there. Let's go for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, last ones. So remember, we shift the weight onto the front leg and we're going to pull ourselves up with that front leg. So we tap the floor back into the lunge, pull yourself up with the front leg, tap, down. So remember, arms can come out to help with balance. If you've got the balance, then knee comes up. Back into a lunge, push through the floor with that front leg. So you're really driving down into the floor to pull yourself up. Lovely. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull up. Remember, you're resting the toe lightly on the floor, or ideally knee is up, and we're rotating towards the front leg. So arms can come out to help you balance if you need it. Otherwise, press into your band. Keep the knee up or rest lightly on the floor. Tall through the spine. Lower abs gently pulling in. Keep the breath flowing nicely. So nearly there. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, 1. Oh, come down, that resistance band got super heavy. Put that band on the floor. We're going to do a roll down from here. So just nod the chin round the shoulders. We've stayed at the front of the mat, so you've got the mat behind you. And then when you get to the floor, just lower yourself down onto your back. Hug your knees in for a moment. Just roll gently side to side with the knees hugging in. And then if you would like to add the bands back in, I've gone for a slightly heavier band now because this is more glute and hip work. I'm going to put the band up and around my thighs, just above my knees. So feet are going to be hip distance apart. We're going to find that neutral spine. So rib cage is down on the mat and we've got that small arch in the lower back. So flattening the back into the floor, arching away from the mat. So we find those two extremes and then you can settle into the middle where that small arch is. Then connecting those lower abdominals, all we're going to do is just open and close the knees. So pushing out into your band if you're using it, pause and then controlling the knees as they come back to hip distance, no closer. Out and then back in. Arms are relaxed by my side to start. Once you're comfortable with that movement, we're going to start to take the weight out of the legs, out of the feet even. So the heels are going to lift, so you need to deepen that connection in the lower abs. Heels come up and just hover the feet up off the mat, holding that position through the spine. So small arch in the lower back, rib cage down, and then opening and closing the knees. Okay, now you can stay there if that's enough, or we can start to make the legs a little bit heavier by bringing the legs up so they're parallel to the floor and we've got that tabletop position. And then if you can, taking the arms away. Remember, pushing the knees wide and then controlling them on the way in so we're not letting the band snap the knees back together. Nice big breaths. Lower abs are pulling in, rib cage down. Then whatever position you pick with your legs, bring the arms up like they are here, and as the knees open, we're just going to take the arms behind and back. So just make sure when the arms go behind you that the rib cage doesn't lift away from the mat. So ribs pull down as the arms go behind you. Good, so like I say, you can be doing it from this position with the legs hanging so they're not quite as heavy. And same thing, if the legs are up and they start to get too heavy, you start to feel the lower back flaring up to the ceiling or the ribs lifting, then just drop the legs down, make it a little bit easier, but carry on for a few more. Good, last couple. Nice, come back, leave the arms up, but put the feet down. Now we're going to do the same thing, but with the hips lifted. So we're going to push the lower back into the floor, roll the pelvis towards you, so ribs and hips pull towards each other. Then we squeeze the bottom, push the hips to the ceiling, but we're only going to take one knee out. So one knee is going to stay really still, and we're going to drop the other one out to the side. Come back, tap the bottom on the mat, drive back up, other knee goes out, in, tap down and up. So one leg's got to stay super still, the other one pushes out, and we're alternating to start. So don't let the band pull the knee across as the other knee opens. So from this position, up, out, in, tap the bottom. So we want the hips nice and high off the mat, but the rib cage down. Now you can stay with this, or we're going to drive up, stay at the top and open and close one knee. So I've picked my right knee to start, opening and closing, keeping the hips high, ribs down. Left leg is super still. Good, 5 more, 5, 4, 3, 2, keep the hips high, squeeze the bottom, 1, come back in, tap the bottom on the mat, drive back up, same on the left leg, right leg stays still now, left leg pushes out into the band and then slowly returns back to hip distance. Squeeze the bottom, keep the hips high. Good, let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back, come down. You can take the band off. Hug the knees in for a second, just roll gently side to side. So I'm going to put the band down beside. Just hold on to the right knee and let the knees just go away from you so that you've got that ability just to come back to neutral again. So rib cage down, small arch in the lower back, holding onto the right knee. Left leg is going to extend away as far as you can. So you're trying to touch the toes to the wall in front of you. Big breath in, deepen that connection in the lower abs. And then on the out breath, we're going to switch. Inhale, switch on the out breath. Really try and stretch that leg away from you when it extends. And if you're wanting a little bit more, we're going to lift the head and chest. So pull your ribs down towards your hips without flattening the lower back into the floor. So we're really working across the front of the body. And then if you want a little bit more, you're going to straighten the legs. So one leg comes up and then the other. Good, keep switching. If you need to, remember you can come back down a level as you start to get tired so you can carry on. Lower abs pulling in. Good, nearly there. Last 30 seconds. Good. Last 20. Good, last 15, or just a little bit less. Good, ribs to hips. And we are done. Legs down, arms over the head, big breath in. Oh, nice stretch. When you're ready to, just pull the right knee into the chest with your left hand. Hold it there for a second. Take the right arm out into a crucifix type position and then just pull the the right knee across the body and back. So the right arm is anchoring that right shoulder to the floor. Left hand is pulling the right knee across the body and down. Nice big breaths. Pause and hold if you want to, or keep that moving in and out of the stretch. Release, we can do the same thing on the other side. So left knee in, had to think about that. Hold for a second. So, and then we're going to use the right hand to pull it across the body and back. Left shoulder stays on the floor. Really big breaths as you do this. Pause and hold if you want. Keeping the big breaths flowing. Nice. Return to center, full body stretch. And we are done for this session.